Let's bring in Joe Borelli, Republican councilman in New York City. Joe, let's first of all start in Chicago, where over the weekend we saw that horrible crime. After the Puerto Rican Day Parade, a small fender bender led a gang to pull two people out of a car. The woman was pulled out first. She's the mother of two children. They attacked her. The man she was with, who was either her husband or her partner, tried to defend her. He was shot execution style in the head. She was also hit in the neck. Both of them now dead. I mean, this is just out of control.
Look, that's the type of crime that Americans actually fear. It's a non-premeditated crime in broad daylight, seemingly at random, sparked by just the lawlessness that has encircled Chicago for the past few years. And unfortunately, when you have someone like Mayor Lightfoot there, when you have people who run most big cities around the country not taking a serious look on the way police interact with the community and how aggressive police should be going after people that carry guns, like this person obviously did, then you're going to see more incidents like this caught on camera.
All right, so let's go back to New York City and the stabbing of a volunteer for the mayoral candidate Eric Adams, who's favored to win the Democratic primary today. He was stabbed with a knife and an ice pick, or at least both of those items were found at the scene. He had 40 priors. He clearly had a criminal background, but was trying to apparently turn his life around by joining Adams' campaign. Do we know if this stabbing had anything to do with his previous record?
No, it doesn't seem like it was. It seems like it was a completely random incident. Again, those type of crimes that really strike fear in the hearts of New Yorkers. Same with those two children who were just randomly walking down a street when a gunman opened fire at a perp running past them. You know, there really is, though, a clear sign that New York needs a drastic change of direction when you have the front runner's own volunteer getting stabbed with an ice pick when they're hanging up posters for re-election. It just goes to show how low the bar is, though, that we're saying Eric Adams is a good choice for mayor solely because he's the only one or one of the few that are even acknowledging the police's role in reducing crime in the future in New York City. Some of the other candidates don't even want to admit that the police should carry guns.
Yeah, well, you know, he was a captain in the New York City Police Department, so he definitely understands policing. So the White House tomorrow is going to be talking about this, but at the moment seems to be deflecting any blame away from this movement to defund the police. Listen to an exchange that happened just a little while ago between our Peter Doocy and Jen Psaki.
So for people who are watching who might be worried about a rise in crime, what does the president think is a deterrent to committing a crime if there's no cash bail in place?
Well, let me give you just a sense to the degree I can, because we're still finalizing the specifics. There's been, an increase in violent crime over the last 18 months. It's not just over the last few months. And actually, if you look statistically back, it's more over the last 5 years or so.
Over the last 5 years or so, I mean, it really has just in the last few months really ticked up, and it has been ticking up since COVID. But even though the White House is not giving us any idea, Joe, of what they're coming out with, do you believe politicians are beginning to cotton on to this idea that defunding the police is having a real negative impact?
Yeah, I mean, no matter what word salad Jen Psaki tries to come up with to serve, you know, when you cut the funding for the Parks Department, the grass is going to grow higher on the softball fields. That's the same thing with defunding the police. When you have less police out there investigating cases on patrol, you're going to have more crime. The truth is, America has become victims of the progressive wokeness that have tried to convince us that police and not criminals and gangs are the cause of violence in our community. And thankfully, it seems like New Yorkers and people around the country are starting to wake up to it.
Okay. Joe Borelli, always good to talk with you. Thanks.